Hey guys, what's up, Cardfight here, and today I'm here in another deck profile. This time around, I'll be doing a Luard deck. So this is with the updated support from Divine Dragon Apocrypha, and the deck is quite different now. It looks pretty different, but the deck works kind of the same way it did before. You just spam your great ones, and then of course you have your really pretty good great twos to help you look for cards, and you know there's actually a very good rare this time around that can help you also multi-attack and whatnot. So let's get right into the deck profile. So for the starting Vanguard, we're running Drag Wizard Viro. He is the new starter for in Divine Dragon Apocrypha, and basically he helps you soul charge and counter charge, so he's quite a good starter to help you get your resources back. Next, we run 4 Dragfall. Of course, he's the main stride target that the main target they want to ride into. And actually, in this particular build, I only run 4 grade 3s. Actually, that's quite the more popular build amongst people who are running the new Luard. Mainly because his first skill lets you stride pretty much for free, as long as you have, well, it lets you stride for free depending on how many great ones you have in your drop zone. And the second skill helps you fetch for cards, so that's good. And yeah, you just don't really need to discard any grade 3s from your hand. And even if you do need to do it the first turn, then you can just ditch some grade 1s that will help you build up your drop zone. You can ditch like a Whiptail Dragon and another grade 1 to help you fill your drop zone. Speaking of Whiptail Dragon, we're running 4 Whiptail Dragons. This is the new grade 2 from Divine Dragon Apocrypha. And he has 2 skills. One of them helps him be a grade 1 in the drop zone, as long as you have a grade 4 Luard Vanguard. And that skill works in the deck and in the drop zone. It doesn't work in your hand though, so he won't count as a grade 1 if you have him in your hand. But that's fine. And the first skill helps you build out power, so helps you fix up columns and whatnot. Whiptail, so yeah, he's just a really good addition to the deck, especially because he's searchable. So it gives you a bit more great ones to work with. Next, we're running 4 Dagda. So this is the new grade 2 I was talking about. That's very, very good. So he's a Generation Break 1 Ritual 5. And basically what he does is when he attacks, you can retire one of your grade 1 or lower rear guards. And then you can search for a deck for 2 grade 1s and then call it into separate rear guard circles. So basically you'll be getting a fresh new column to attack with. And that's good because, you know, you multi-attack stuff. It is kind of iffy to have during your during your plays against Chaos Breaker, but in my current meta where I am, Chaos isn't too popular of a deck. Some people still use it, but it's not as popular as it was a couple of sets ago. So you'll see a lot more Alt Miles and Chrono Jet now. So that's mainly what you're going to see here. Next, we're running 3 Gammon. I think it's that's the new names are pretty hard to pronounce, so I'm just gonna wing it. So basically, this is the new the main kind of effect card. He has a 9k base though, but his condition is that you have to discard a grade 1 ritual card. So yeah, Catalyst 1, discard a ritual grade 1 to draw 2. So I would run 4, but I am running the old in the main just because trigger effect is not really as restrained as this. There are times where you will need to keep some of your great ones in your hand, so maybe this card's not the best to run. I ran this at 4 before, and I ran 0 domains. I tried also 4 of this and 1 domain, but early game, it's better to jump into a domain than this thing. The main is also kind of troll against your opponent if you have it in your hand and then your opponent renays you, Shonui renays you. You don't get a user effect, but you just call that a 3k unit, so then the most it'll hit for is 18k. So it's better than popping out a shield. So not too important, but that is a note. It's Shirinu is actually not that popular of a deck where I am from either. Not sure why. It's doing pretty well in Japan, but in Hong Kong it's just not that popular of a deck. So next we are running 3 of the new, I guess, the new broken. No, what's Blackwing. So it is a Grade 1 ritual version of that, and it's an okay card. I mean, it's better than running a 6K, and yeah. So the main condition for her is that you have to have a Vanguard with ritual ability, which is not hard to do because most of your strides have the ritual ability. And yeah, not much else to say about that. 3 is enough. You don't really need more of that. My Grade 1 lineup is actually quite balanced, I guess. Next we're running 3 of the cards that helps you soul charge. So this is a new comment from the set. And basically, she also has 2 effects. One helps you get power when she boosts, and the other one, whenever one of your rear guards with ritual ability is retired from the rear guard circle, by the effect of a cost, then you can put that retired card to your soul. So it doesn't work with the mains, but it works for pretty much everything else in this deck. So yeah, it's good for that. This deck always had a problem with soul before, but with her, it makes things a lot better. And the best part is it's not restricted to Grade 1, so if your Grade 2 ritual units get popped, you can also use her skill to soul charge. And next we are running 3 Foma. And basically what she does is early game she helps you fuel your ritual by ditching a Grade 1. I believe it's Grade 1, or yeah, ditching, or no, not ditching. You ditch her, and then you have to rest a ritual unit, and then you can draw one. So that's, you don't always use the effect, but sometimes you might need it. And then the second effect is to generate 2 ritual 5. And then if I lure Grade 4 lower Vanguard, then she has plus 7k and the resist ability, which is good. So she's a 14k attacker if you need her to be, and she is searchable. So it's quite a good card to run. I wanted to run her 4 of her before, but I kind of wanted my Grade 1 lineup to be more balanced. So I have more options just in case 2 of them get damage checked or something. So I still have 1 more to use, and you can tuck them back in with the new Luard skill, so that's okay. Next we're running 3 Abyssal Owls. This card's mainly there to just help you search for your Luard, and if you do search for it, you can just fill your drop zone by dropping a Whiptail and something else, or if you're feeling really risky, you can drop 3 Grade 1s. Not really recommended, but that is an option. And he also helps you counter charge, so that's also nice. So running 3 of those. You can actually bump him down to 2 now if you want, and make space for another Grade 1 that you might think is more useful, but that's really up to your preference. This is my preference, so I'm just running 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, yes. And I'm running 4 Purple Guards. It's good Purple Guard, but not much else to say about that. You can just pop one of your regards to, if you have 2 of these in your drop zone, you can just pop one of your regards and grab 1 back to your hand, so that's always good. For the triggers, we're running 6 crit, 6 stands, and 4 heals. 8 stand. Some people might like to run 8 stands, but I feel like having the extra pressure with the crits is better in my opinion. It's up to you for the lineup. It's really up to you. You can run draws. You can run draws if you want. Also, the draws are okay, but I feel like this deck has enough draw power as now. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. If you have Rene heavy, Shiranui heavy meta, then it's probably better to run draws, just so you can plop your draws down to attack yourself with if he renays you. But again, it depends on your meta. For the grade 4s, this is where there's a lot. This deck itself has a lot of options for you to use, but I feel like the grade 4s also has a lot of very good options that I had a hard time deciding on what to run, so I had to do quite a lot of tweaking around to get the right lineup. But I feel like this one is, I'm quite comfortable with this one. Running 4 Dragabyss. Of course, he's the new Stride for Luard, and most of the time he's going to be my first Stride, just to help you find a field, and then helps you. If you did G-Guard, then you can get some extra power to attack with. But there's that. Running 1 Ogma. This is one of the techs that I really like using, especially if you somehow you clogged your field with a bunch of useless stuff that you don't need using later on. You can just use his skill to just reset your field, and while forcing your opponent to lose a bunch of cards. I'm running 1 Drag Shredder Abyss. If you don't want to run the Ogma, then you can run another Drag Shredder. I personally don't really need to use Drag Shredder more than once, so I'm running 1. But that's really up to you. We're running 1 Phantom Blaster Diablos. Oh no, Spectral Duke Diablos, yes. Mainly restand. The restand is still pretty good, but you only need 1, so there's that. And then we're running one of the actually MVPs. It kind of catches your opponents off guard sometimes. Phantom Blaster Diablos, 2 of them. A lot of times your opponent might overextend themselves, and then they don't really have rear guards left on their field, and then they kind of screw themselves over, because then you can just plop them out, and he's like, oh, whoops, and you just kill him with that. So it's always nice to have a set of these, a couple of these in your G zone, just in case your opponent does screw up their field. And with the new Drag Shredders, in fact, you do get to retire something every turn if you stride into something. So then you do get to control his field a bit. Running 1 Ultima, just because of the GR, and Ultima is a good card. So we're running 1 Ultima, not 2 Ultima. We're running 1 Seabreeze, just in case you do get your opponent does Great Lock you. You can still use your GB stuff. Some of the stuff is GB2 though, so keep that in mind. The G-Guard's running one of the F Fighters Collection ones, just so you can get rid of some of your useless grade 1s, like the Delad. Get rid of these, because these things aren't really useful after you call them out. You can pop them for effects, but you can also use this to get rid of them. And then we're running 2 of the Ritual 3 plus 10Ks. Easy condition to fulfill, and it's 25k guard, so very good. And running 2 of the G guards that help you fill your drop zone. Most of the time, if you do have a G guard in hand, you're going to use these to fill your drop zone early on. So running 2 of those. Honestly though, I might cut another one out for another one of these, just because, but it's more guard and you don't really need this more than once, but sometimes you might need it more once. If you use it the first time and then you kind of got unlucky, then you always have a second chance to do it again, just so you can swing for bigger numbers with Dragabyss. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Sorry if I didn't go too in depth with the card effects. I'm assuming everybody knows most of what these do. But yeah, not much else to say. Pretty good deck. It does face some problems in the current meta, but I feel like it's still a pretty solid deck overall. I personally think the ZTBs are still a bit more consistent in this build, but this deck it's still actually really good at thinning your deck out, so then you can just smack your opponent with triggers. Just because the search power for this deck is really good, and the draw power is also really good. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Karotaku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!